Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Lanea. If you want to see how I created this look using my new Colourpop collection and also some other goodies, keep on watching. Okay, so please tell me why as soon as I start to film, the landscapers decide that they want to start doing the yards out there. Okay, so as I said in the preview or the start, I do have a bunch of Colourpop palettes and like some other just like random stuff that I picked up over the last couple of weeks. I've been hearing a lot about the Pretty Fresh foundation, so I really wanted to try that because I have been looking more into foundations that have like a good purpose for your skin as well, and this has hyaluronic acid in it, I believe. I really wish that I didn't throw the box away. So actually, fun fact, when I got this in the mail, I was like, oh my gosh, it is so light. And it is. It is way too light for me. They don't do any returns or refunds, or they won't send you a different product because they think that their prices are so cheap that they won't do that for you, pretty much, long story short. But if it does arrive broken or damaged anyway, they do replace it, so that is good. So that's the only crappy thing, is make sure you know what color foundation to get or what color concealer to get if you are buying from them, because they will not send you a different color. It's basically, you buy it, it's yours. So in today's video, when I'm getting ready, I am going to be using this foundation, but I'm going to mix it with my Ordinary, and this is the Serum foundation. So it's still like, it's like the really liquidy one, but it has beautiful coverage, and I absolutely love it, to be completely honest. So let's just go ahead and just get started. So I'll go ahead and start with my foundation first, because that is what I'm going to be, I obviously have foundation to talk about. So one of the things that I did purchase recently too is this foundation brush. This is the F15, and this is by Colourpop. And I am normally a sponge girl. I love beauty blenders. I think that they make my skin look so much better, and just like kind of just like more of like an airbrush look. But this brush is seriously amazing. Like, I absolutely love it. It is so good. I literally love it. So I'm trying to think, because I'm not going to be using everything obviously, because I have a lot. So I will talk about the things that I'm not going to use in this video, and then I'll just kind of jump in and start doing my makeup. So I might hit into a couple of these palettes, because I have 4 palettes, a blush, 2 cream eyeshadows. Sorry, I'm like looking, I have it all like set up on like a little table over here. I have 2 cream eyeshadows, and then this like new to me, I don't know how new it is to Colourpop, but it's a jelly eyeshadow, and it is a super weird consistency, and it was just very, very odd. But so this is the first palette here. This is the Miss Bliss palette, and on the back it does have little hearts that say the names of the shades on it. And then the front of the palette looks like this, and it also has the names on the back. So this is a hard palette. It's not like one of those cardboard like fold over ones. And I'll just go ahead and cover the mirror. And this, so as you can see, it is very beautiful. This does retail for $12. And I also wrote some notes down just so that I can kind of touch base with everything that I have here, because I do have a lot. So as you can tell, these are very beautiful colors. A lot of them are on like the peachy, nude, and I think that this is part of the pastel. Don't quote me, but I think that this is part of their pastel collection. I do think that these are very beautiful. They are like a peachy, corally type color. They have a few different metallics in here, and then in the middle is a pressed glitter. Now, with these glitters, they say not to use them on your eyes. It's in an eyeshadow palette, but they say not to use on or around your eyes. I don't understand that. I do use them on my eyes though, but they are very chunky. I tend to not use them when I have my contacts in because I have had issues where it kind of goes underneath my contact and can definitely cause a severe problem if you rub your eye or something like that. So I can see why they say that, but like, why would you put it in the palette then? I don't know. That's what I don't get. But I will go ahead and put some swatches here on my hand. As I'm doing the swatches, they are pretty chalky. I have used this palette. I used it once before, and I didn't notice a lot of fallout. The metallics, I'm just like wiping it on like a little towel on my lap, so don't think that I'm just like wiping it on my dress or anything. The metallics are very buttery. You don't need a lot, which is always wonderful. They swatch really well, like super well. I wish I wouldn't have put the glitter right there because I don't have very many spots left. So here is the palette right there. They are really pretty colors. I mean, I don't necessarily think that this palette is something that you could do like an every single day look. I mean, there's not a lot of, you know, outer corner shades. There's not a lot of transition shades. So I think that for certain looks, this palette is amazing. I think that it's absolutely stunning. I'm so glad that I have it in my collection, so I'm not saying that I'm not. It's not like an everyday type of palette. This is more of like something that if you are looking for colors like this, it would be nice to have in your collection. It's not necessary, but it is a very beautiful palette. I most likely will be tapping into this palette today. This is the Nude Mood palette, and this is the back of the card, not card, package. And it's really pretty. I mean, it has roses all over it, and this also goes for $12. This one does not have a mirror in it, but the other thing is the Miss Bliss palette did not come with one of these clear little doodads that go over it. I don't know if maybe they just forgot to put it in it or what the case is, but this is the Miss Nudes palette. Now this palette is absolutely stunning. I love nudes, and these are very warm nudes. They do kind of pull on the warm side, like the golden. This has a bit of an orange undertone, and then this one here is a great outer corner color. I'm not going to swatch everything because I don't have enough room on my body and I don't have any makeup wipes, but this shade here this is their Super Shock formula. As you can see, I kind of like pressed my finger in it just so I could kind of show you guys. So it is on like the cream to shadow type of formula. I absolutely love these. They do work best with your finger instead of a brush. For some reason this one is like not working that great, of course, but it is very reflective. I mean, it obviously works fantastic, but usually they are like super easy. You barely even need to put your finger in them. But this is a perfect travel palette. I'm actually going on a vacation next month to Idaho, and this will be coming with me because it is just so easy. It has very, very simple every single day colors that you'd want to use. So I absolutely love it. And I'll save the newest for last because I'm going to be probably using that in this video the most. So here is now I have been wanting this palette for so long, and they had a sale recently, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get it. So I actually paid $27 for it. It is regularly $34, which, I mean, I didn't save that much on it, but it's still less than what it would have been. And then here's all the shade names on the back. So I'm gonna be completely honest. I really thought that this palette was going to be much bigger. By the way that it looked online, I really thought that it was going to be kind of like the size of a Morphe palette. And then when I got it, I mean, I'm not upset about it at all, but I really was like, oh, that's kind of odd. Like, I just thought it was gonna be much bigger. So it's one of their just flip tops. It's not hard. It is like their cardboard. There is no mirror, which I also thought was kind of weird because it is a higher priced palette. You would think that maybe they would put a mirror in it, but that's okay. So here is the palette here. It is called Bare Necessities for a reason. It is a very nude palette. They have the lightest shade up here to the darkest shade down here. Now mine did come broken, so that's why it's really dirty right there, because when I opened it my finger got all over it, but the shadow was still intact. It was just kind of like chunked up on the top there. But this palette is absolutely beautiful. They have some cool tones in it. They have a lot of really deep shades over here. They have their warmer nude shades here, and then just your browns down here. Now, as you can tell, there are some shimmer shades. There is no pressed glitter in this, which is I'm actually really happy about. I love glitter. I just don't like it on my face. Like, if I could have glitter covering my entire body, I would. Like, I want glitter sheets, I want glitter floor, I want glitter walls. And so don't think that I don't like glitter, because I really do. So like I said, that was $27 that I paid. It is usually $34. And let's just go ahead and start doing my makeup, because I can just talk about this stuff as I go. So I am going to be using a red color corrector. As you can tell, I am having a bit of a flare up. I am getting laser hair removal done on my face, so I haven't been able to use a lot of the products that I've been using lately. So my skin's kind of just like, what in the hell are you doing? But I am going this weekend to get the laser hair removal, and I'm really excited. So I'm just kind of putting this on the spots that I am most red, which is my cheeks and my chin and also my forehead. Okay, so if you guys can hear anything, my fan also just decided that it wanted to start rattling. I don't know how long it's been doing that. So sorry if it's been in the video. And it's also kind of windy, so the wind chimes are going, so you guys are just gonna have a lot of background noises today. Okay, so I am gonna go in with my e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer on top of that. I don't know if I said this or not, but this is my Essence Prime and Studio Redness Correcting and Pore Minimizing Primer. This is what I just used for the redness correction. It doesn't really work the greatest. I guess it makes me just feel a little bit better. So like I said before, I need a stand mirror that I can just like put right in front of me, or like somehow like put something that will have the mirror right in front of me, so I don't always have to hold up a mirror. This one is a lot like the Poreless primer that they have. I actually have both, but I have been super oily lately because I haven't really been able to do my normal skincare routine. So my skin is like purging. It's like, help me, I'm thirsty. So, and I'm just putting this in my T-zone and also over my larger pores, which are right next to my nose. Okay, so I'm going to be going in with the Pretty Fresh. So I'm just going to actually take 1.5 pumps of this because it is so light. Like, it is way too light for me. And then I'm going to go in with 1 pump of my other foundation here, which does have just a little bit more color than the but it is darker, I promise it is darker. And then I kind of just like use my beauty blender to like tap it all around to mix it together, and then I'll just go all over my face and kind of just spread it everywhere. And it is still going to be a little bit light for me, but I can just darken it with my bronzer, so it won't be too bad. So like I was gonna say is, I don't know if I've talked about this on my channel or not, but I was supposed to be married this year. I'm supposed to be married right now. But with COVID, we had to postpone. So we were in the very beginning stages of COVID. It was oh, I'm sorry, before I get going on that story, so when I use this brush, I like to spray it with a little bit of setting spray first, And I'm just using the Calming Makeup Fixing Spray with Cannabis Sativa. And this is the Revolution. And I just spray like 2 or 3 sprays on the top of the brush. And it just kind of helps the product to move around a little bit better than going on with a dry brush. So yeah, I was supposed to be married right now. So our wedding was April the 11th. And here in Arizona, it wasn't bad here yet. Like, we had little to no cases. Everything was looking like it would be okay. And then it started to come out that Ducey, our governor, was probably going to be shutting us down. So we were like, oh my gosh, like, what are we gonna do? We are in the very, like, like, we had family coming in from all over the country. And our wedding was not going to be small. It was 150 plus people, so it was a rather large wedding. My brush was not wet enough yet. So it was, you know, it was a lot, and a lot of our family were coming from the East Coast. All of my aunts and uncles are, you know, a little bit older, and it wasn't necessarily the best time for them to travel, so we were getting some cancellations. And about a week and a half leading up to our wedding is when people really started to cancel. All of my aunts and uncles that live in New Jersey all texted me and was like, hey, I am so sorry, but there's no way we're gonna make it. It is just too crazy, because they were hit first. Okay, so after, sorry, I'm just like kind of going. After I do my whole face with my foundation brush, I just go in and I do have some more left over on my sponge, and I kind of just like go over everything just to add a little bit more coverage. And if there's any brush strokes or anything like that. So they all said, you know, I'm sorry, like, I'm not gonna come. I hope that you have the best wedding and all that stuff. So we were getting cancellations like left and right. I have a huge family. My parents both come from a family of 9. So I have a lot of aunts and uncles, cousins, second cousins. Like, I have a lot of family. And we were like, I wonder what we should do. Like, should we cancel? Should we not cancel? What is that? Okay, so I'm just like randomly having a red mark on my face. What are you doing, babe? So we called our venue and we were like, what should we do? And he was like, well, no one has canceled yet. Why don't you come in? We can talk about it. So David and I went in there. It was like around March 20th. So yeah, we ended up canceling, or we went in there around like March 20th, and we set a date for June 27th because we thought, there's no way it's still gonna be going on. Like, we're not gonna be on lockdown this long. People are gonna go back to the normal life. And COVID had other plans for us. So June 27th, and it came to around like the first week of June. So I am using Colourpop's Pretty Fresh concealer in the shade 05, I think. Or no, I'm sorry, 10N. And I'm just adding this underneath my eyes as normal concealer would be. And so around the first week of June, we kind of realized that Arizona was about to get hit real hard. All of our cases kept going up and up and up. There was no changing it. There was really nothing that we could do. So we reached back out to our venue, and we are so lucky because our venue literally he's so nice. And a lot of people that I follow and that I've been watching since I got engaged, like with the whole wedding incident and like venues, and I follow a lot of like bride pages and stuff like that. People were getting screwed like left and right, and I'm sure that they still are. And it just makes me feel so bad for them because we are so lucky with the venue that we have. He has been amazing, and he's just like, you know, whatever you need, please let me know. He's been so awesome about having to reschedule, and, you know, we're not losing any money. So it's just amazing because when we first had to postpone the wedding, like, our wedding was paid for. We had 2 weeks until I was supposed to walk down the aisle, right? Like, it was here, it was happening, and then we had to postpone. So everything was paid for, everything was done. We had nothing left to do besides show up that day. And he could have been so rude. He could have been like, well, you know, you paid for this day, you're not going to get married this day, then you need to pay for something else, like you need to put more money down. And he wasn't. He was so nice and just so understanding, and he still is, and he's just, we really lucked out. That's all I have to say about that, is we really lucked out, because there's been people that I've been seeing that are literally losing their every single dollar that they put down on their wedding, they have lost. And I could not imagine that happening to us, because David and I have worked very hard to pay for what we paid for, and we have been saving, and, you know, pretty much just any dollars or anything that we had, like, we've just really did it for this wedding. Like, we are very proud of ourselves for what we've saved and what we've put into it, and the short amount of time that we had. So we would have just been completely devastated if we lost everything that we put into this wedding. So lucky, and we're also super lucky that our family is so understanding and just so willing to be there for us and help us. And, you know, no one could imagine this happening, right? Like, none of us were like expecting this to happen. None of us were prepared to ever even come close to knowing what to do in a national global pandemic. Like, what the heck do you do with this? You know, like, it's crazy. So I'm gonna go in with my contour. I'm taking my contour brush and I'm spraying it just like I did my foundation brush. And I'm using the Tarteist Glow, or Pro Glow, and I'm using the cream, and it literally just says shade. So I'm sure that's just the color of it. And so I'll just tap in and I'll show you what I do. And if there's anything that I don't mention, like, I'm just kind of talking and going, I will put it in the description box down below what I used. Because it kind of is annoying to, like, stop and have to explain what it is. So, like, you know, no one was prepared for any of it, or knowing how to act, or any of that sort of thing. So we're just very lucky that we have the family members that we have. And, you know, I'm hoping that now that we're getting married next year, like, I'm really hoping that everyone will be able to come out and be there with us for our wedding and see us get married. And, you know, they've been through everything with us so far, that we're just really hoping that they're able to show, and, you know, things will hopefully be somewhat better. I mean, they have to be better by then. Like, I can't imagine it coming up to a full year of this. I don't know, this whole thing is just so crazy to me that you just don't know anymore. Like, you have no idea what to expect. But so now we had to postpone again, and we are going to be getting married in January of next year, which honestly I am 150% happy with. At first, when we had to do the first postponal, I was devastated. I cried a lot. I was very selfish, and I was like, how can this be happening to me? But, you know, it took me a minute to realize, like, it's not just you. Like, this is happening to every single person in the world right now. And I just kind of had to, like, realize that. And, you know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, it happened, but there's no going back. Like, it's not like something happened between David and I, and now we're pushing it off because we were fighting or whatever. Like, that's not the case. The case is that there's a crazy virus going around that no one knows what's going on. There's no vaccine. Like, we all know about COVID, right? We are just excited because now we are getting married in January, and I do think that things will be somewhat back to normal by then. We might just have to have a smaller wedding, which is totally fine. And you know, we'll just see how things are going then. And worst case Ontario, we will just get married somewhere else, and once things are back to somewhat normal, we will just have a giant party, and that is when we will have the venue that we have, because he's awesome and he said we can postpone, we can postpone, we can postpone. So that's amazing. So now I'm just kind of setting all over my skin with a setting powder, and I'm using the Pixie, and this is just the Flawless Finishing Powder in 0 Translucent. And now I have Hit Pan on this. I really like this powder a lot. As you can see, maybe I should zoom you guys in a little bit. There. So I did my contour. This was a cream contour, and I'm just kind of setting it with my my translucent color, because it is pretty dark, but it just kind of adds like a nice like warmth to my skin. I did use a little bit more than usual because that foundation is a lot lighter than me. So now I'm just gonna go in with my Bare Minerals. This is the Invisible Bronzer in the shade, oh, there's not a shade name, but it's Fair to Light. And what I do is I just kind of go over the same area that I went with my initial contour shade, and I just kind of do a 3. So I start in the middle of my forehead, go to here, and then bring it down. Do a little bit more on my cheeks, and then I just bring it down. And this just kind of brings everything together. And I'm using the e.l.f. Flawless face brush. Now this is probably for powder, but I like it for my bronzer. It adds more of a airbrush look to it. I am going to be using a blush today, which is part of the Colourpop collection that I got. And look at this packaging. I mean, could it get any prettier? So this is the pressed powder cheek, and oh my god, like, it is just so freaking pretty. I will say I'm not the happiest with this color because I'll show you, but this is the shade On the Horizon. Look at this package. I mean, even if I don't use this, this is like the prettiest package ever. And at first glance, it is a very pretty color. It's bright, vibrant. As you can see, it does have a sheen to it, which I did read online that it did have a sheen, but there is actual like chunks of glitter in here, and I don't love that for a blush. It also has a full mirror, so this whole thing on the inside is a mirror, which is amazing, which I should just use this. Hello. So I'm barely gonna tap into this because this is very pigmented and a lot comes up. So it is on the drier side, and then I'm just gonna kind of tap it in here and bring it right over my blush, my bronzer. It's so crazy. Okay, and I'm just gonna kind of do that on the other side. Now this is a brighter blush than I would choose normally, but it's not bad. Like, it still looks really pretty. Try to turn this here so you can see it a little bit better. It's still very pretty, and then I'm just gonna kind of tap it around my forehead, on my nose, and on my chin. I mean, it is a very pretty blush. It is pretty. It's just not the color that I usually go for, but it's not terrible. It's just a little much for me. It's just like a little red, a little too red for me. And then I'll go ahead and go into my highlight. I don't have any new highlight I always say highlighter, come for me. And I just kind of go right on top of my cheekbone here and just bring it all the way up. I do the same on this side, go all the way up, and then I go just right above my eyebrow. And then on the bridge of my nose, and then on the tip of my nose. Very natural, nothing too crazy. I'm not going anywhere, so I don't need anything crazy. And then I'm just gonna go in and set my skin. This smells so good. Like, it reminds me of a perfume that I had in high school, but like, I can't like put my finger on what perfume it is, but it really, really does. It smells like a perfume, which is probably not the best for my skin, but it smells so good. Okay, so now my eyebrows, I'll probably not show it on camera, just because sometimes it'll take me a while. But the products that I'm going to be using today is, this is the Essence, the eyebrow pen. And now it says semi-permanent. I don't really know what that means. It says that it stains the skin for a lasting color. Just use eye makeup remover. When I wash my face and I don't use eye makeup remover, it comes right off. So it comes off with soap and water. And this is in 02 light brown. And then I'm also going to be using the, I'm just going from product to product here, just don't worry about it. So this pen is really cool because it has those three, there it is, the three little lines to give you that like hair look. Let's see if I can kind of show it here. Can't really see it, but I promise you it does. And then I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Micro Brow Pencil. Okay, so I will say this brown is very dark when I don't have the right foundation color on. So just add a little bit of loose powder that I had left on the brush. Okay, so I don't know if I said this or not, but this blush went for, so this is $10. So these are the cream eyeshadows and then the jelly eyeshadow. So the cream box looks like this. It is so freaking cute. I just love this like desert look. I don't know if it's because I live in Arizona or what the case is, but the jelly one comes in a container like this, and you can see the front and back through it. Here is the outside of the cream shadows. So cute. And I got mine in the shade Camouflage and Laurel. I just noticed that this one's like super like cracked on the inside. Right off the bat, when I first opened these, you know what they smell like? They smell like inner tubes. Like what you would get at a water park. Like that's all I can smell. It's just like, yeah, it's like an inner tube. It's a very, very weird smell. And so here are the two. This one is a Laurel. Online it looked more of like a gray tone, but this is definitely like a beige. And then here is Camouflage, and this also looked like a different color online. I wish that that is one thing that I hate about Colourpop, is I wish that they would show like actual swatches of their things. Like a lot of the time they just have like a picture of like this open with like a line behind it on like a white canvas. It's like, how can you tell what this is gonna look like? I hate that. That's the one thing that I really, really hate about it. So those are both $8 each. This is also $8. The other thing that I wanted to mention about these cream shadows, they are very sticky. Like not like a lip gloss sticky, but like once you put it on, it doesn't like fully dry down. It's like one of those things that like if you were to stick your finger to like something that recently had like a price tag on it and you pulled it off, it's like that kind of like a sticky type thing. It is just like a very weird texture. And it's just like, it makes your eyelid feel like it's like kind of like stuck together. It's very, very odd, very weird. So those two, I mean, I'm gonna try and play around with them a little bit more. You probably won't be able to tell, but I put, yeah, you can't. I put a little bit on my hand there. And then the last thing here, which is what I'm going to be using, this is the Wild Nothing palette, and the box comes like this. It is so pretty. And then the back has the shade there. This retails for $18. And I have to be very careful because two of these shades did come broken. This shade here is broken and this shade up here is broken. I'm not even gonna tip it, to be honest, because it will fall right out. So I'm gonna try and do it like this. There we go. So as you can see, there's a lot more of like metallic shades in this palette here. There's also like, this has like glitter in it, this has glitter in it, and I think that's it. Yeah, so the other ones are matte, but they are so pretty. I'm just gonna do a super easy look because everything that I have here is nude. So I'm not gonna be going into a crazy eye look because, well, I don't have anything to go crazy with. I will say I am just a little bit disappointed in this palette. I didn't look too much, I did, and this is definitely my fault, but I did not look very much into the palette when I bought it. I saw the packaging and I thought it was beautiful and I was like, I need this in my collection. So total my fault, but seeing the packaging, I would have really honestly thought that there were going to be some bright colors, maybe some purples, a little bit more green, and I mean, it's not necessarily what I had expected. It's a beautiful palette. Don't get me wrong. It is absolutely beautiful. But it's just not what I had expected. I'm kind of sad. And I'm just going to take the first color, which is called Crystal Grove. And I'm just going to put this all over my eye. Now this does have some glitter in it. So I'm just kind of laying like a little bit of a base color down, just to prep my skin for the other colors. And I do wish that this did not have chunks of glitter in it because I can see them like underneath my eye already. I don't know why my get ready videos are always so long, but I really appreciate everyone who sits through them and hangs out. I'll try and make this one faster. I did a lot of chatting in the beginning, so the next color that I'm gonna go into is Top Down, which is just like a nice little transition shade right here. It is kind of on the peachier side, so we'll see. I have not used this palette at all yet. I actually wasn't planning on using it because it did come broken and they are replacing it, so I was gonna use it when I got my replacement, but I haven't filmed in a while and I was just kind of feeling it today. I just kind of wanted to come on and like just have a talk and really just hang out with you guys. That's what I wanted to do, so that's what I did. I really like this color actually. This is a very pretty color. I kind of want to put it, I'm gonna put it all over my eyelid. I want to see if you guys have watched this full video and comment down below, what should I have you comment? Your favorite healthy snack, because David and I recently just started our diet again, and I am looking for just like healthy snacks other than just vegetables. Like, you know, fruits and vegetables are a given. Obviously, it's a very obvious kind of snack, right? But like what do you guys make? Like, what's something that you just find to be so delicious, that's also healthy for you and gets you through the day? Because we both work from home right now because of the virus, and I think that I'll be working from home for a while. So I want to be able to like have super healthy snacks for the moments where I'm bored and I'm not hungry, but I'm bored. You know, everyone knows that feeling when you want to just snack on something because you're bored and you don't have anything else going on. So I actually really like this color. I think I'm just going to do a very simple look, and I'm going to go in with this color down here, which is Come Together. Ooh, I need to be careful. I don't want that to fall out. I keep forgetting about it. And I'm just going to kind of just build just my crease a little bit. So I have some more boxes coming. I have my normal monthly boxes that I'm going to be getting soon. Today is the 5th, so they usually come around the 10th through the like 13th or 14th. So my BoxyCharm should be showing up sometime next week, which will be freaking cool. It's like the best thing to look forward to, you know? Like I love getting packages in the mail, and I love getting packages full of makeup and skincare products. It is it's like my drug, which I'm okay with. I'd rather have a drug like that than an actual drug. I don't know if I told you guys or not, but I did sign up for a wine box as well. So if you guys want to see a video of testing out the wine box, that would be really fun. Maybe David and I can kind of tie that in with our Yum Yum box. Like maybe we can do 2 wine tastings then, or we can take a couple different videos and then I'll put it all together so that we can give like a nice review. That'd be kind of cool. If that's something that you guys are wanting to see, let me know. Now, I did only choose white wine because red wine gives me the worst headache, which sucks because I feel like red wine would just be so much classier. Like, just like having like one of those like giant wine glasses and you're just like drinking red wine and you just look so classy. But unfortunately, I don't like red wine. I want to like it. I really do, but it just gives me the worst headache, so I can't like it. So I'm just going to kind of darken just a little bit on my outer corner here on my lash line with the shade No Boundaries, which is this one here. And then I'm pretty much done with my eyes. I am probably going to put some foil color on. I might use the jelly one since I didn't really show you guys what it looked like. And I just realized that. I talked about it, but I didn't show you, so I'll use that. And I'm just kind of going across my lash line here and creating kind of like a wing look, just using the eyeshadow. I don't think I'm going to use any eyeliner today because I don't really want a crazy look. I just want it to be very simple. I just realized that this lighting in here is causing a lot of shadows on this side. Okay, so as you can see, just kind of created that there, and then I'm going to go back in with the same brush that I used for just darkening my crease over here, and I'm just going to kind of blend those 2 colors together. Nothing too crazy. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to go with the Come Together shade, and I'm going to do my lower lash line. I am going in back into the top down shade, and I'm just kind of going over the color that I did before, but I am going just a little bit lower than what it was, than the darker shade, just to kind of even it all out and kind of give it more of like a smokier look, but without it being too smoky. I think this looks so freaking stunning. Alrighty, so I really like how this looks. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the Jelly eyeshadow. And I don't really know how to play with this yet because I haven't used it yet. It is just the weirdest texture. Like, it literally like moves. It's like jelly. I don't know how else to describe it. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, but okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try it on a brush first, and then possibly use my finger, but I have these claws right now because I need to get my nails done this week. Tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow's Friday. Oh, thank the Lord it's Friday already. I am ready for it to be Friday. So I'm just gonna kind of tap in just a little bit, just get a little on my brush. And I believe that this is a synthetic hair brush. So we'll see if this works. So I did just put a little on my brush here. And I'm just gonna take it. Oh yeah, it works pretty good. I'm just very lightly going over my eyelid. I don't want anything to crease. Kind of wish I would have just left it matte. That's okay. Everyone needs a little bit of shine in their life. Oh my gosh, I really like this eyeshadow, this jelly eyeshadow. It's just so different. Like it is, I mean, you can see it clearly. I love this. I think it's actually going to be really nice too for like the inner corner. Oh yeah. And all I'm going to do honestly is I'm probably just going to put mascara on. I don't really want to put too much else on because I really like how this turned out. Do you guys like it? I really like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish off camera. I am gonna be using my IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I freaking love it, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so here is the final look. I put some lipstick on, and I am gonna use, this is by Buxom. It's filthy. It's in my makeup bag. And this is the shade, can't see it, it says white something, but it's, yep, don't know. Sorry guys, but it's just in this like pinky nudie shade, and this is what it looks like. And I love this foundation. I would say don't sit on this foundation, you guys. Literally, the Ordinary's foundation is absolutely fantastic. I can't say enough good things about it. I really can't. I pretty much love Colourpop. It's unreal how much stuff Colourpop comes out with and how fast they do. And like, I mean, their collections are just so stunning, so beautiful. There's a few that I'm just kind of like, I will never use them, but they're still just absolutely beautiful, and it's so affordable. And they have everything from concealer to foundation to skincare to prime set. They have tools, they have everything. I highly recommend trying Colourpop. Everything's very affordable. I don't spend a lot of money on my makeup. I spend too much money on makeup, but it's not expensive, like if that makes any sense, because that sounded kind of stupid. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with me and chatting and showing so much support, and just thank you for being on this journey with me. If you guys want to see more videos and if you like the content that I have, please like and subscribe to my channel, and you'll see me in the next video. Thank you guys.